Hey, what is going on, guys? TA Tech here, and we're here with Zach Talk Tech. What's up, man?
How you doing? Good. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on, man. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
So we're going to be talking a little bit about the Google event and the things that have been announced, both hardware and software wise. So Zach, man, where do you want to start off?
I want to talk about the 7-year thing
All right.
because it
Okay.
seems to be a point of contention for some people, or some people are confused why.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying, like, the first thing, and I'll admit this, the first thing out of my head was, who's going to keep their phone for 7 years? Because even in my personal life, even with the people like my family and my non-techie people, the first thing I think is I only know one person that's maybe had their phone for 5 years,
Mhm.
and because people are going to upgrade when they upgrade, right? And when they
Exactly.
want to, whether the phone breaks or maybe a better deal comes along, whatever, right? Usually
Mhm.
it's because the phone breaks, right? And
Right.
but I think there's a bigger story to this. There's a bigger story, and that bigger story is the commitment. It shows that Google has a commitment for their hardware, software, and now even more so with the AI going forward, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
7-year warranty, if you want to call it that, 7 years of upgrades, that's something that everybody understands. Like, it doesn't matter if you're in tech or not. You understand, hey, this thing is going to be supported for 7 years. Like, so like hypothetically, if we were to think about it, let's say you're on a Pixel 3 or Pixel 4 right now. Let's say they started doing that back then. You still be getting support right now, which I think is pretty awesome. I think it also sends a signal to say, Google saying, hey, we know it's no longer a hardware game. And people are noticing now that it's just these little updates every year. Like, even now, even if you put like the 7 Pro against the 8 Pro, there's
Yep.
not a lot of huge changes. Like, yes, the Pro, this and that, and again, we can talk about that. But I mean, again, it's just small incremental changes. Especially when you go look at the 8 Pro versus the regular 8 and the regular 7. There's not a lot of difference, right? Like, and and so, like, why upgrade? Or whatever kind of thing. Okay, now we can give you more support. Now we can give you the AI. You know what I mean? So I think it just shows a further commitment. It 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 appeases the shareholders.
Mhm.
It makes the investors happy. It makes the consumers more comfortable to invest and get into that ecosystem. And yes, Google does have an ecosystem. My family is proof of that. Okay. And yeah, and I think it's a great thing. I think it's an awesome thing because if you look at, I'm going to stop here because I usually get going here. Uh, when you look at the industry, Google's now 7 years, Apple's typically six, then Samsung's been like five, and then everybody else is like three, kind of thing, right? So
Yeah.
now the gauntlet's put down. I don't think Apple's going to go like put it on an extra year. I don't think they are going to. They already have a really strong ecosystem as it is, and they know what their customer base is. But this is really good for Android OEMs, especially if you're an OEM that wants to get in the North American market. Okay, so let's say you're Oppo. Let's say you're I don't know, Xiaomi or Realme, or right? Okay, you want to get in the North American market. Retailers are going to sit there, T-Mobile, the Telus, the Rogers, the AT&Ts, whatever, right? Boost, whatever you're on, right? I'm naming all of them.
Mhm.
They're going to look at these. They're going to talk to them, and they're going to say, well, Google is doing 7 years, Samsung's doing 5 years. You only got 3 years. No, we can't sell you to our customers. We
Yeah.
can't. They're not gonna pick you up, right? So I think this is a really good move. But I think above everything else, it's just showing that commitment.
Definitely.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yep.
And I really hope that this starts coming to Apple and more companies. I think it's
Yeah.
really cool.
Well, I mean, Apple's. I don't know for sure, but what I read on Twitter X is that it's 6 years. I could be wrong about that. I
Yeah.
think, yeah, and I think that's awesome as it is. I don't think they need to go seven. I don't think John Prosser kind of put it the best. Like, you watch John, right? You watch Front
Oh
Page
yeah,
Tech.
I
He
love
he put it the best, which is like, yeah, apples in a walled garden. They talk like nobody else exists, right?
it. Yep.
And because of that, I don't think Apple customers are going, oh, they're doing 7. Are you going to do? No. You know who cares about that? The nerds, you and I. Okay, they're the only people. The
Yeah.
people like my parents and everybody else that are buying Apple. They don't care about that. They just want to know their support, right? They don't
Right.
want. They don't care about an extra year. That's not going to be a factor, because if you like Apple, you like Apple, and you just stick with Apple, right? Now, if Apple were to cut that into 3 years, yeah, hell would pay and whatnot. But they're not about to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Hey, what's up, Sharkfin? What's up? How you doing, man?
Hey, Sharkfin. Hey, who's Jessica? Oh, is this your special?
This is a friend of mine, but
Oh,
she started calling me hubby.
I was
I
gonna
go to
say.
Instagram.
I can see it. I see it.
Yeah,
All I say is,
yeah.
yeah.
Man, I need to get a soundboard because every time I go onto your streams and you play that soundboard, I'm just like, bruh, I need one.
Yeah, and everybody should drop a super chat. Help out my boy Taylor here, guys.
Man,
No, it's a Stream Deck. It's very simple to do. Like, you can pick up a first generation Stream Deck, plug in USB, and then download the sounds, and away you go. Which just makes sure you don't do anything copyright. The typical rule for YouTube is, as long as it's under 3 seconds, you can get away with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's not for sure though, but that's what people say. So, like,
Gotcha.
if I did Facebook streaming, when I did this, they canceled my stream. Yeah, but on YouTube they don't.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I don't stream over.
I'm actually streaming onto my Facebook page right now.
Ah, are you? Oh shoot, are you on Facebook right now?
Yeah.
Oh shit. I mean, shoot. Oh no, we're gonna get canceled.
You know what, man? I ain't gonna worry about it because
Okay,
I'm not
I didn't know. I thought you were just on YouTube right now.
No, it's okay.
Okay. Well, I mean, don't get. I hope. If anything, it'll be copyright blocked. That's it. You're not going to get shut down or anything. But I didn't know. Sorry, man.
No, it's cool, man. It's cool. I didn't even know about that, honestly.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm still like, I'm what, 5 years in, but I'm
There you
still learning a lot.
We're all still learning. It's constantly changing, man. It's constantly changing, especially with the.
It really is, man.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's crazy. Like, if you take like a month off or whatever, like, unless you like kind of like stay on top of the headlines, sometimes you come back and you're like, how do I do this?
Yeah.
All right. So
Exactly.
yeah.
Bro, like when I first started YouTube, it was so easy to get monetized.
Yeah.
And then like 2 months after, things changed, and that was it.
Yeah. I was on a roll with my Pixel channel for a while, and then I took some time off and everything like that, and now I'm trying to relaunch things over there. I started putting a couple shorts over there, and I got some long form stuff here. I'm trying to use the Pixel 8 launcher as a kind of a springboard just to get things going again. But that channel is definitely, Zach Talks Pixel is definitely taking a more of a tech lifestyle kind of direction. So do you watch Canoopsy?
Yeah.
Canoopsy, so he's in Toronto here in Canada. I'm doing kind of like his. It's not gonna be nearly as beautiful yet, but it's definitely gonna be more of a, here's how we integrate Pixel and Android in our everyday lives. You know, here we are, family get together, whatever it is, and everybody was looking for the photo, and they looked away, and then that's why we use the best take feature, which is one of the coolest features as a father. Oh my god, dude! At first, when I saw some of the leaks, I mean, we all saw it, right? When I saw the leaks, I'm like, that's freaky. Like, how does that work? And like, is it grabbing just any photo? No, it's taking photos from the same session. So, you get a family, you get a bunch of people, you take like 3 or 4 photos, whatever, you kind of dick around it, right? And there's always one person who's not looking, whatever kind of thing. The fact that it's going to be able to recognize not just faces or people looking the wrong way, but it will detect eyes. So if you're looking and then you look away, it will detect that and tell you, hey, try to use this one of him looking, kind of thing. And that is cool, man. Like, Magic Eraser was cool to show my friends and family. They're going to flip when they see this, especially like my sister has 2 young kids. How old are my kids? 11, 7, right? And like, sometimes they look away here. They're usually pretty good. But I mean, but like, my sister's kids are worse. Like, we just, like, here's something. So my family and I, we just finished doing a whole bunch of actually professional photos, like someone with like a real camera and everything. We were out in the mountains and everything. We had some like nice professional photos done just for family stuff, because it's my folks are actually celebrating 50 years anniversary this year. So
that's awesome.
So my sister's like, let's get some professional photos done. So she hired somebody. Anyway, getting all of us together and anything like that was no problem, except for I hate picking on my sister like this, but her 2 kids were just all over the place, and they weren't looking, and they were hugging, just not paying it. And they knew about this day. They knew, of course, they're not cooperating. And all I kept on thinking to myself in the back of my head was, Man, if she was using a Pixel, this would be so much easier. Right? And
Bro,
but
I'm telling you.
yeah. But I mean, she probably used Photoshop or whatever. But the photos came out great. But but like, let's say you're in that situation with your family and you're out and about and you're just taking those photos, right? Like, and now you'll be able to pick and choose. Like, we're gonna see some amazing results. We're gonna see stories about people saying you caught this moment and it was fixed. Like, I know it was part of the promo thing where they showed the guy proposing to the girl, but I can't even tell you how many times I've taken video where before I started carrying around a directional microphone with myself, but like and I'm like, oh, it's just so loud, or I wish the cars weren't honking in the background. The fact that it's gonna cut that out, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's so powerful, and you can adjust the like how strong it is, so you don't just cut it. Like if you just want it lightly in the background, or do you want it? You know what I mean? Like this is gonna be they should have almost presented the Pixel 8 Pro as a creator's device, right?
Yeah.
They should have almost gone that direction, but I can definitely see a lot of creators going. Like I already take a lot of product shots and whatnot with my Pixels, like with whether it's the 7A or the 7 Pro and stuff like that, and everything like that, and they always come out great. We know that they take great photos as long as you got the right lighting and everything like that, right? But the fact that you can go to this next level with video and everything like that, with the video boost that'll be coming in December. Like, it's exciting, man. It's exciting.
Dude, yeah, it really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
I really wish I could get Android 13 on this Pixel 4. I don't know. I don't know whether if I want to sell this thing and try to get money to get, a newer device, I should say.
Yeah.
Or what? But
Okay, so is that a regular Pixel 4?
yeah.
Do you have a number in it? Like, are you using it for anything?
So for that, I'm actually using an app called Text Free,
Okay.
and I have a number going, through that. I can do phone calls and whatnot.
Yeah.
With that. But I don't have a SIM card or anything in it.
Okay. But you're primarily an Apple person, like your phone is your camera right now, but that's your primary go-to, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would say this. If the phone is showing its age and whatnot, I would look into like doing a direct trade-in with Google, if not your carrier. I think you obviously have to sign up for service. What I heard, and I don't know this for sure, I know for example that you guys in the United States, you guys are getting really good deals on your trade-ins and whatnot. Okay, here in Canada and the UK, we're getting completely hosed again, but people are getting incredible deals. I heard and I saw on Twitter X that some people with even like not just 7 Pros and 7s, but people with like 6 Pros, 6As, 5, etc., like older, are actually getting more money than people with like last year's, because they want people with older generations to upgrade, right?
Oh wow!
So I would look into that depending on how much you want to spend, see what the trade-in is, and then just weigh your options. Like apparently Best Buy is offering some of the best trade-ins. So I would look at that as well.
I didn't know if you could actually trade in the Pixel 4 or what. Yeah.
I don't know. It depends on what's available. It might even be like a regional thing, like because you're in Massachusetts, like you said, right? So you might have a different deal than somebody that's in Hawaii or like Hawaii, Ohio or wherever, right? Hawaii doesn't exist. No, I'm kidding. You know what I mean? Like, so it might be regional. Who knows? But I would just quickly shop around, check the Google website, check Best Buy. Like I know somebody mentioned yesterday on Twitter X that Best Buy was doing like $100 more better trade-in than what Google was doing, right? Which is, I mean, awesome, right? So shop around and everything like that. Personally, if you could hold on to it, I would. I like to collect all the Pixels, even though I don't have any. I'm trying to work on collecting them. But people are now collecting them as a collector things. So agree with Zach. What is he here? Zach, as Pixels are still very arguably the best in mobile arena. If they can raise their videography games to Samsung or Apple levels, then they'll be off to races for creators. I think we're going to be really surprised and pleased with the video that we're going to see come out from people when they get their devices. You don't put something called video boost and show all these things without going from here to here kind of thing. It's not that Pixel video is bad. Let's just be honest. If Apple is up here, Google's always been kind of just behind, right? So I really hope they've gone up to here, if that makes sense, right? So I'm
Yeah.
cooler than you now. Sorry, buddy.
That's okay.
I've never
I'm
been called
calling
I've never
because
been called cool in my life, so I'll take it. I'll take it now.
my actual girlfriend is not here
Oh, okay.
tonight, and I'm not sure where the heck she is tonight.
It's got to be rough dating Christy Turlington.
So
You ever seen Napoleon Dynamite? That's where that's from. Anyway, go on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually taken photos with this phone, and I love how Google
Yeah.
processes it. Dude.
I think the Pixel device. I'm trying to remember my history. I try not to get so much into the spec stuff now. Now I'm doing more of a tech lifestyle, more talking to everybody else, right? I'm pretty sure that the Pixel 3, 4, and 5 all use the same Sony sensor, and then they changed it when they changed the form factor.
Yeah.
That's why the camera bar is so big. They went to a different sensor, but I mean, it's basically the same software, right?
Yep.
It's still the same sort of computational, photography and whatnot that they do, right? So, yeah, I've heard the same thing. I've seen the same. Actually, I'm on 2 different subreddits: Google Pixel and Pixel phones. I don't know if you go on I don't know if you go on Reddit or whatever. But there's and also Pixel photography. That's the one where people just post pictures take with their pixels. There's always people posting stuff with the 4, and I'm like, damn, that's really good. Like that's really good.
Yeah. I've I actually took some pictures this week.
Mhm.
I think I showed this off. This is my puppy. My dog.
There you go. Nice.
Yeah, really nice photos.
Cute.
And I mean, I'm not gonna say that iPhone isn't good. It is,
Yep.
but I really feel like this phone is like, I don't know. Sometimes it's even better than the iPhone.
You know what? There can be so many arguments for devices these days, and we could pixel peep and everything like that. But the fact of the matter is, if you've purchased a smartphone within the last 5 years, you're going to have a good camera experience. It doesn't matter if it's a Pixel or an iPhone or TCL or a Xiaomi or Realme, right? A lot of it's going to come down, like if we're all in bright sunlight, I think we're all going to have good photos, right? If we're shooting into the sun, okay, that could be, debated. If it's light coming in from a window, if it's being blown up, then that's where some of the software can kind of come in and light adjustments. Night photography, we know that Pixels do amazing with astrophotography and whatnot. I've taken some amazing photos with the stars and the moon and stuff like that. Actually, I think I caught Venus a couple months ago as well. So, that's where things can kind of change. But for the most part, people taking pictures every day with kids and everything like that, for the most part, usually pretty good. You can definitely tell on social media when someone shot something with a crappy cell phone when it comes to video compared to somebody with an iPhone. Like, thank you for holding your phone still while you took that video of your kid running around and everything. Like, you're shaking more than the Michael J. Fox. I mean, come on.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I don't like how certain sites decompress the pictures because it's not showing the full glory that you're seeing yourself. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
yeah, like for example, when you go to Twitter X, the stuff gets compressed down unless you upload from desktop, basically. Sharkfin, this is a 7A. This is a 7A. It's not turned on right now. My 7 Pro is right here. I do not have the 8 or 8 Pro here yet.
But I'm sure you'll be showing that off soon.
No, yeah, of course I will be, man. Yeah. So I put my pre-order in with my carrier, and he told me Thursday I could pick up, but I'm pretty sure it's Wednesday pickup because I keep on hearing everybody else saying Wednesday. So, but you know what the cool thing is my carrier guy. He's really cool. So if he gets it early, like on Tuesday or Monday, yeah, I'll grab it. But I don't know if I should. I don't know if I should show it off, even though it's not a direct embargo unit. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Because I do have a relationship with Google, so yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I can't wait for embargo days. It's like all these videos and stuff come out.
Yeah. Well, we saw the big wigs get their devices. I wasn't surprised. Like Marquez,
Yeah.
Justine. There's a few other people that had directly. Michael Fisher, he did that direct interview with Rick
Yeah,
from
that
Google.
was awesome.
That was really insightful. I think Rick should be doing more stuff like that. That was good, and I think Michael should do way more interviews. I messaged him
Definitely.
after. I'm like, dude, you need to do more of these. He's like, yeah, it was a lot of fun, and da da da. And we kind of chatted and everything.
I love watching Jacqueline from Nothing But Tech
Yeah,
do
Jacqueline. Yeah, she's cool.
those interviews, man.
Yeah,
Like,
she's really good. She's really good. It's so cool looking at her YouTube. I mean, career, if you want to call it, and
yep,
where
yep.
she came from and everything like that. And just she's ran with. She's one of the best. I mean, we need more women like her in tech. Definitely.
We definitely do.
Yeah.
We definitely do.
Yeah. No shark fan. I love Michael Fisher. We all do. We love Mr. Mobile. I want Michael to record my next voicemail, but like do it like an insulting voice. Like you know how Michael's so graceful when he's like critiquing stuff. Like
Yep.
like he's so good. Like I want him to do like a voicemail like that for me. I had a script for him for one time. He wouldn't do it though. So
Oh,
yeah, yeah.
man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So back to the event. Okay.
Yeah.
So you told me before we started here that you've only watched some of the thing, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Why didn't you watch all of it?
Man, well, I go to a day program and I was watching it for a little bit. Then we got
Yeah.
into an activity and I had to shut it off. And
Yeah.
then by the time I could go back on, it was over. I was
There
like,
you go. Well, it was quick. That was one of my top critiques right away when I did my thing, and I loved how the stream, well, first of all, it was actually live. It wasn't a pre-recorded thing, which I thought was good. But they got right into it. I thought there was a perfect amount of like tech talk and like real life situations. So I thought it was all perfect for that. And then as for presenting the devices, they did 8, then they did 8 Pro, and then they went even more on the Pro. Of course, they had the guy from Fitbit there, which I thought was really cool. The watch has not changed a lot. There's some, I guess I hate using the word refinements, but that's what it just feels like. There just seems like be an incremental. The thing I'm worried about, like I didn't try the first generation Pixel Watch. The thing I'm worried about is I have these huge tree trunk arms. Okay, I'm a big boy. Okay, I know that thing's gonna look like a toy on me. So I'm looking forward to getting it for free, obviously, but I think I'm gonna probably be buying a nice band for my wife and giving it to her. She has a Pixel 7. So that I mean the upgrades and everything like that look good and everything like that. It doesn't look like if I look at watches right now on the Google website.
mm-hmm.
Okay, they still have the first generation up here. Interesting. They still have the first generation.
If you want to share your screen or anything, I can put it up.
Can you? Okay, hold on. Oh yeah, that's right. You can. Let me hold on a second here. Let's just go ahead. Let's do present, share screen. Don't show these tips again. And boom, boom. Oh, there we go.
Cool.
Okay, so this is the Canadian website. Don't pay attention to the pricing. Do not pay attention to the pricing. Okay, so they have the Fitbit Sense 2 over here, which is interesting. Let me just because they came up with a new Fitbit Charge 6. So when we do the comparison, we'll bring up all 3 new or the existing in the middle here, and then we'll bring up Fitbit Sense 2. Okay, they don't have the charge in here. You can't pick the charge for some reason. Weird. Okay. Anyway, so the new Pixel Watch is on the left, and when you go, it's right here. You can see Pixel Watch 2 and then Pixel Watch 2 and then Pixel Watch. Okay, right? So like if you go through, like it's still the same Gorilla Glass, it's still the same Android system and everything like that. And you go through here, okay, irregular heart rhythm notification. So like this seems like almost like a software thing that could almost be pushed to the first generation.
Yep.
And we've seen Google do something similar in the past. Because do you remember when the Pixel 6 came out, Magic Eraser?
Yes. Yes.
And they're like only on Pixel 6. And then when the Pixel 7 came out, all of a sudden people on iOS that also use Google Photos, like my folks use Google Photos on their iPhones because they get the 15 gigabytes of storage, right? Now they have access to Magic Eraser. right? So it's obviously a software thing, right? So this irregular heartbeat thing, like the irregular heart rhythm thing, could probably be pushed. I don't know that for sure, but it just seems like it could be, unless it's a sensor that's in there. Again, we don't know. We won't know until we see the teardowns from iFixit. And then going through here, skin temperature sensor, again, that's only on the 2, but there's not a lot. Like this has a skin temperature. Everything else is the same. Going through here again, all day body response tracking, stress notifications. Again, this doesn't. But when you really think about like what the first generation can do, you got to ask yourself, do I need these? Do I need, and that's the key word. It's not, do I want them? Of course we want the new thing, right? We all want the new thing. But do we need this? Right? Do we need that? Right? And that goes back to people saying, well, should I go to the Pixel 8 Pro from the 7 Pro or to the 8 from the 7? Okay, when you look at it on paper, do you need these new things? Like I know, for example, actually, when we get to the phones here, we'll talk about that. But anyway, going through here, you can see that everything else is the same. It's literally the same size. I know it's the same size because I was in the virtual meeting the week before the embargo meeting with all the other media, and it was asked over and over, and they finally said, it was asked over and over, like, is it a different size? Is it a different size? And they said, no, it's the same size. And there was kind of like this collective, like there's like 150 odd people in the meeting there. People went like this. They went, oh, right? Like, damn, right? So, but yeah, you go through here. Everything else is the same. Look, under sensors here. So electric sensor for continuous EDA inspection, skin temperature. Again, that's the same stuff being repeated. But there's not a lot of huge differences. There's not. You know, and look at the price difference. It went up by $100. So you got to ask yourself, if you're to list off those 5 or 6 things that are different, is that worth $100 to you? That's as simply as it put. Are these 5 or 6 features, whatever the features are, you just list them out. Is that worth $100 to you? Because you're still going to get the same analytics and Fitbit and this and that and everything that's on board with the wellness. You're still going to get all that. You're still going to get everything. It's just these new tweaks and whatnot. And some of them are software that may not be there. Now, that being said, if we go to the Pixel, for example, again, these are Canadian pricing, so just don't. I'm not going to go to the US site. It's just annoying when I switch over. Okay, so 8 Pro, 8 7A. This is kind of the current lineup. But let's for example do 7 Pro and 7, right? So 8 Pro, the new one on the left, existing Pro on the right, right? Okay, so we're doing the big boy. Okay, literally the same size and everything. Of course, the screen's going to change a little bit because it's, you know, it's a flat screen. And by the way, that flat screen, that both models have a flat screen now. That flat screen alone, I know for a fact, is enough for enough people to change. They hate curved screens. You can't buy a good screen protector most of the time. If you do, they usually cost a crap ton of money. So that's going to be enough room, that physical change. But then when you go through and you look at other features, like it's, you know, like no one's going to notice 20:9 compared to 19:5:9. Nobody's gonna notice that. You know, you probably will notice the peak brightness going at 2400. I can tell you, I would definitely notice that. Going from 1500 to 2400 is almost 1,000 nit increase. That's huge, dude. That's amazing. I can tell you that when I tested and I reviewed the Galaxy S23 Ultra, Samsung sent it over. I could see a huge difference when I was out in the sunlight in the summer between that and my Pixel. I'm like, damn, like this Samsung does not miss. Right, so that's going to be huge. I think this is closer to what Samsung is right now, anyway. But anyway, you keep on going through. Like that's enough reason right there. Brighter screen, right? Everything else is the same. HDR, all these on display. Like we're going through. Like everything's the same. Like everything's the same here. You see this? Everything's the same. Nothing changes. Gorilla Glass, IP68. Like it's all the same. Okay, and then we get down to the camera. Okay, same sensor, everything for your main. Okay, right? And then. When you get down, why is that still highlight like that? Anyway, when you get down here, things get interesting. And this is because of the Pro. This is because of the Pro, the Pro toggles. Now the ultra wide is at 48 megapixels rather than 12. That's huge, right? Now we know that megapixels don't make up everything in terms of photos or like that, but that's huge. You need that for Pro camera. And then the telephoto, I mean, is the same, right? 48 versus 48, right? But having a 48 ultra wide, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy. You thought that the macro photos were good now because the macro photos is the ultra wide, right? The macro photos are going to be amazing now. Like you thought they were amazing before, they're going to be just balls to the wall. And then look at this. Look at this. Selfie camera is virtually the same. 10.8 to 10.5. No one's going to notice that, right? Same, except you also have the autofocus where this one's a fixed focus. Well, listen, the software does the focusing anyway. It always did in the past, right? I never had an issue. And then, of course, Pro Controls. And then everybody, so you get Pro Controls, high resolution. Okay, so again, best take, audio magic eraser, video boost, night sight. And even then, video boost and some of these features don't even come until December. Okay, I really hate. I'm not a fan of stuff being announced and then you have to wait a couple months. But Google's always delivered, right? So and then when you go through the rest, like all the other. Oh my god, I clicked it. When you go through the rest, everything else is the same. Everything else is the same. Let me just go back through here. So I'm sorry about all the scrolling, people. But you go through this. So Magic Eraser, HDR, astrophotography. What are you talking about? Astrophotography was on the 7 Pro. Maybe. Oh, you know what this is? This is not the regular astro. This is the time lapse astrophotography. They didn't name this properly. Oh, they have an error on their website. I should let them know. But that should be the time-lapse astrophotography. They both have astrophotography, okay? And then launch with the Android 13. Of course, it'll go to 14 and spatial audio and da-da-da. Yeah. So again, if you're over here at the 7 Pro and you're like, I want to go to the 8 Pro, but I'm not sure if it's worth it. Well, you literally just need to look at those 5 or 6 things that are different and go, okay, is it worth that price increase or whatever? Is it worth it? Also, the physical change. Like, so you have both a software thing to look at and then the physical thing, right? So yeah, there you go. That's as simple as it gets, right? It doesn't have to get more complicated than that. Okay. I'm not going to be a cheerleader and tell you that you have to get the new thing. I'm just going to tell you and show you what the new thing is like and way you go, right? I'll straight up. When I went from my 6 Pro to my 7 Pro, I actually missed my 6 Pro for a couple weeks. I was like, because it was such a workhorse and the battery was amazing. And you know how Pixels are. I don't know if you know this, but with Pixels, it usually takes a week or two or about 10 days for the battery to kind of figure out like what you do kind of thing. So now my battery knows that, okay, every day about 5 o'clock my time, which is when we're streaming right now, I typically plug in my phone because that's usually when I'm having dinner, and then I'm good to go for the Steven kind of thing. So I plug it in, right? But I remember when I first set up the 7 Pro and everything after I did my stream, for the first couple days, it was just terrible. I'm like, why is it dead? Why is it 30% at 10 o'clock in the morning? I've only been awake for 4 hours, right? So
yeah, exactly. That's how I feel with my iPhone. It's like, I just took it off the charger. Why do I have to charge it again?
So I'm done talking. Sorry, man. I didn't mean to go off like that. Yeah.
Oh no, definitely, dude. This is what this is for. We got to share the information and talk about it. Yep. Now, do you think that people should get this phone if they have the 7 or the 6?
I would say if you're coming from a 6 or older, it's a good upgrade. It's an amazing upgrade. I think if you're coming from the 6, 6 or older, it's an amazing upgrade. It makes sense. I don't know if you're 6. If you're at the 6 model and you're thinking going to the 8 or 8 Pro or 6 Pro and going to the 8 Pro, it's an amazing upgrade. I don't know if you need to, but it's an amazing upgrade. If you're coming from a 5 or older, yeah, do it. Do it. Right? Like you won't be unhappy. And I know that there's people out there that have the 5 and the older models that love, the fingerprint sensor on the back kind of thing. Listen, those days are gone. No, this fingerprint sensor is not ultrasonic. That's almost an exclusive Samsung technology, although it's done by Synaptics. But it's still an under display. Yes, it's still an optical. Yes, it's gotten a lot better. It got a lot better starting with remember how the 6 and 6 Pro was like, what the heck is this? Yeah. And then the 6A was like, okay, now they fixed the 6A was kind of like, okay, we're gonna go bigger and better. And then with the 7 and 7 Pro, in my opinion, it's been I haven't had issues at all myself personally. The 7A has been amazing. And even then, here's something they talked about it, but not enough people are talking about this. The face unlock is now using the highest grade of security for unlocking. There are 3 different grades. I think you read the same thing that I did today in the Discord, correct? Yeah. Right. So there's 3 grades, right? There's grade 1, 2, or 3, right? And then apparently this is grade 3. Now, Google didn't say specifically grade 3. I emailed my Google guy today, and I sent him links. I'm like, listen, I found this. This is this is the verbiage. Can you confirm it's actually grade 3? And I don't think they'll say that directly until the official launch. So let's be really clear. The devices have not launched. They've been announced, and some people got them early, okay? But the official launch is supposed to be Wednesday or Thursday next week. I'm not sure exactly which day, okay? So that's usually when the final software is pushed out, and then they'll change some of the verbiage and this and that, right? So I think then they'll go from putting the verbiage as highest grade to grade 3, which means it's the highest grade. They'll probably change and say, they'll keep it the same as says highest grade, and then brackets grade 3, right? That's huge. If for banking, for security, that is huge. That's huge, right? So I'm looking forward to that. I just recently put a couple credit cards and everything on my Pixel that I couldn't before because my bank wasn't with them, and now I mean I have to use biometric, but now I can use my face. Oh, that's awesome. I mean, yes, it's kind of like Android just finally catching up to Apple, but I mean here we are, right? So
Yeah, when people say, "Oh, Android's been far ahead from Apple," and whatever, and it's just like to each their own at this point. Like,
so what's Sharkfin saying here? Zach, one big knock on Pixel is that there's still one SoC generation behind Samsung's Qualcomm chips, and now 2 gens behind Apple 3 and nanometer A17. Your thought? Okay, my thoughts are this: they're making the only people that care about this are you and I, Sharkfin, and everybody watching this, and potentially replays or whatever, the nerds. As long as, and this is not an excuse because I understand where you're coming from. It's kind of like the whole 60 hertz conversation.
and that was a big thing.
I still, well, maybe we might talk about that, but I might start throwing stuff. They're developing their chips so that they work properly with their devices. They're the word being optimized, right? And I've always stood from with that, whether it's an Apple or whatever, as long as the chip works properly and doesn't slow down that device and doesn't hurt the user experience, I don't care if it's 1 generation behind, 10 generations behind, or 50 generations ahead, as long as it works. Because the people that these OEMs are going after is plugging in their devices. Oh, what a long day. I checked some emails and I went on Facebook and I posted a couple times on Instagram and I sent an email to my grandma. All right, now let me plug it in and do my my benchmark. Nobody's doing that. Do you know what I mean? Right? So as long as it does those things, it gets a person through the day and is efficient, you're good to go. Now I understand the other. I understand the nerd side of this. I understand it. Whereas a nerd, you're going, the consumer's getting ripped off. Then they don't care as long as it works, right? Just like they don't care that Android has 120 hertz refresh. It's not an iPhone, right? My thing with that whole 60 hertz thing, just real quick, is just hopefully I don't go off here too much. My whole thing with that is that you're still paying a premium for even the introductory Apple devices. And they should be at least a toggle for the customer to go 60 to 90. Do you know what I mean? There should be at least that, right? There should be at least that. But again, the customers in that segment are not going to notice and not care. But Apple displays are so beautiful as it is. You would think they would try to give a better experience. But who knows? Maybe they will in the future. But I understand both sides, and it's hard for me to kind of take a stance. But I side more with the consumer, I guess, marketing, engineering side of it than the nerd side, which I know is awful to say because here we are geeking out about this stuff.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah. At least the base Pixel 8 Pro price is still under 1,000 US. Yeah, you know how much it is here, man? It's 1349 Canadian. Okay, so like, well, because add on 35% when you convert US to Canada, right? So,
right.
Yeah, you guys, at least it's still under 1,000 US. I would hope that Google keeps the 8 or keeps the next generation, the 9 Pro, at that same price or lowers it. I really hope they don't keep on going higher because that gets difficult. So.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on that? I feel like now that this is with the Apple products, the Apple phones in specifics, prices stayed the same. But what are your thoughts on it going higher and higher? You think there's ever going to be a point where it's just going to stay the way it is, or you think it's just going to get higher and
What
higher?
in terms of everybody's pricing or Apple's?
Yeah,
Like, where do I think the cutoff is, kind of thing?
yeah.
I think it's going to be a combination of economics and where we are in the world, depending on where you are in the world. I mean, if you were to try to do a $1,000 Pixel 2 or 3 years ago during the vid, even though technically it's still kind of happening, people would say you're insane, right? I think it depends on economics and where the world is and whatnot. We know nowadays, like I don't know how it is where you are, but for us, like our grocery prices here have gone through the roof. Like it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
And like we've cut that back on all sorts of things in this household and everything like that. And it's hard for us to go, okay, let's go out for dinner tonight. Like, and we have to think twice about that. Okay, let's just eat at home kind of thing, or make something, right? And and when we go to the grocery store, we have to decide, do we get this brand or that brand kind of thing, and we have to do a lot more stuff like that. So, and especially with the way devices and phones are not making these huge leaps and bounds, it's hard for people to justify. Like, again, do I pay an extra $100 for this year's Pixel versus last year, kind of thing, right? So it's hard to say what the cutoff is for people. Like, if you came out next year with a $1,500 Pixel, people would say you're insane. But I think if they increased it by another $100, people would somehow justify it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it really depends on where economics are. If the world's in a better place next year, U.S. and Canada have very similar economics, even though we're like 1/10 the size up here in terms of population. We're sharing kind of the same realities that are going right now and the same hardships and everything like that with everybody. So I think we have to look at that as we get closer to that, and that's definitely something that Google will have to look at, right? So, but again, that kind of goes back to their whole 7-year thing, right? So they recognize that, hey, we can do 7 years, and you're not going to need the latest and greatest software, right? So, and that's going to be great justification for people in the future, like I don't need to get the 9 Pro, the 10 Pro, the 11 Pro, whatever it is, right? Because I have the 8 Pro, and it's still getting the same updates, right?
Yep.
Like it's insane to think that this device is going to get updates all the way to 2030. I can't even think about like what next year is, 2024. Like what happened? It still feels like it's 2019 to me. I feel like it should still be 2019.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Man, I mean, this year alone has been like.
Where did this year go? Like, I swear to God, it's just like boom, right? I swear to God, it's just been wild. It's just been like September. Where did my fall go? We're about to get snow here, not next week, but probably the week after. Like this weekend is Thanksgiving in Canada. We do it. The reason we have our Thanksgiving earlier than you guys is because of the harvest. That's traditionally how it basically works. But we've always had our Thanksgiving in October. You guys have yours in November, and everything like that. So, like, my wife has asked me today, like, what do you want for Thanksgiving dinner? Da, da, da. My brother's coming over with his girlfriend, and I'm like, what? It's Thanksgiving, right? Really? It's Thanksgiving weekend? Are you serious? I don't know, turkey, like, right?
Bro,
I would prefer ham. Save the turkey for Christmas, but whatever, right?
My dad brought it to my attention this morning that we're going on vacation in December.
Where are you going?
Portugal.
Portugal?
Yeah.
Never been.
Yeah.
The furthest I've been from home is Puerto Vallarta. I've never even left the continent. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's it. I would love to go to Japan or even Ireland or Ireland, Japan, and Australia are my top 3 in that order.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Recently, I don't know if you have been keeping up to date with my channel. I just asked Connor to help me out.
Yeah, you joined the channel, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So,
cool.
It's been pretty cool.
Good. Jessica says here. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm trying to get things going myself.
Yeah.
But especially now with tech season coming, and
it's almost over, man.
It's like, it's almost over. Exactly. It's like
Like
Man.
literally, we're gonna have the rest of this month, so about 3 more weeks, and then basically 2.5 weeks in November, and then everybody goes on vacation, right?
Yep.
That's it, right? That's it.
Yep.
Yeah,
And then, but especially with the holidays coming and whatnot,
yep,
um, it's just been so busy for me.
yeah.
So like, I didn't think I was gonna have completely, off topic here, but I was gonna have something done um, about a week or two ago on the 13th.
Uh huh.
Um, Thanks to COVID, I got COVID. Um,
Like recently?
yeah,
You
I
okay?
got it like 2, 3 weeks ago.
Really? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm
Yeah, I
doing
told you.
good.
Like it never really went away,
Yeah,
depending on who you ask and depending on what's being reported, and that's a
yeah. It's
whole mess of conversation right there. So yeah,
oh, dude, it's
yeah,
like everybody's
yeah,
acting like like it's over, and then all of a sudden
yeah,
they get it, and it's like,
yeah.
is it?
My wife is battling. My wife is battling long vid.
Oh,
So she does. She's not. She can't. Like she can't pass it on, but she
yeah,
still has the weakness and
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
And
And
every
a lot
single
of people like that. It's
like
like,
we live in a bungalow, so there's like 5 steps going up to a level, like a doorway, and then 5 more steps to go upstairs. Right. So 10 steps. 10. We'll say 12.
yeah,
She's out of breath by the time she goes upstairs. Okay. I'm the unhealthy one. I'm the one that's overweight. And she's the healthy one. She's the skinny, da da da. And she's like,
I
and we both got it. And she is out of breath. Like she goes to bed at 8 o'clock at night. She used to go to bed at 11, and she's still exhausted when she wakes up. It's a real
I'm
thing,
almost
and it's completely changed the dynamic. I'm gonna answer this question real quick. A couple of people asked, "What part of Canada?" I'm in Calgary, Calgary. It's not Calgary, Calgary. So if you find Vancouver, it's on the west coast in the province of British Columbia. I'm in the next province over called Alberta, nestled right against the mountains, called Calgary. Calgary. We're the home of the Calgary Flames, Calgary Stampeders, the 1988 Winter Olympics. And I think we have the Calgary Tower. We've got a couple other monuments and whatnot. Calgary. Calgary. Yeah.
man, how far from like Hamilton, like the Hamilton area?
How far from Hamilton am I?
Yeah.
I'm a 5-hour flight, at least.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's at least because it's 4.5 from Calgary to Montreal.
Oh,
So I would say because of the way the planes fly, it's about 4 to 5 hours depending on. I don't know because we only have two major airlines here. I don't know if they fly directly into Hamilton or if you have to go to Toronto and then fly
probably yeah.
and then go over kind of thing. So
We really want to go to Montreal. My dad's been saying it. For
Montreal is awesome. Montreal's awesome. If you
Is
want the
it?
bet, and the reason I say this is because I used to work for a company based out of Montreal. So I worked for a Quebec
okay.
company, but I was out here in Calgary, taking care of Western Canada for them. When it comes to like the French in Canada and whatnot, the best of the best is definitely in Montreal. And here's the thing: there are sections of Montreal where it's all English. There's parts of it where it's all French, and and there are parts where it's combined. And for the most part, everybody's kind of bilingual or at least understands both kind of thing and can still have a conversation with you. Now, the minute you leave Montreal, and let's say you go to Quebec City or even what they called Old Town Quebec City, you have to speak French. Otherwise, you will not be helped. They'll spit in your food like they're forget about it, right? I'm telling you from my experience, man. I'm telling you from my experience.
Damn.
So, but Montreal is awesome. There's so much history there and amazing restaurants and just things to do. Yes, their roads are constantly falling apart. They're so bad, but it's an amazing city. And I would live in Montreal in a second. I would totally live out there. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man, I would like. I would love to go to more places. I've been to Canada. The Hamilton area. I've been to.
That's not Canada.
I've been
Canada's
to-
where I live. You know all the pictures you see, the mountains and the lakes and everything? That's where I live. You've seen the photos I've posted,
Oh yeah.
right? Yeah. I live out here. I live 2.5 hours away from the most photographed lake in the world.
Wow.
Moraine Lake. You've seen it in every picture of Canada. It's like that beautiful blue. That's how it looks, dude. That's not Photoshop. Did you ever see the Peter McKinnon thing where he did the thing called the bucket shot?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay, that's Moraine Lake. Yeah,
Wow.
you have to get up. Well, you can't do this anymore because they've changed it. But back then, I had to leave Calgary at like 3 o'clock in the morning in order to get a parking spot there at 6
Oh wow.
a.m.
Wow.
because the parking lot would be filled by 7 kind of thing. It's a super small, and the lake is like right there, and you climb this rock pile, and it's anyway.
That's crazy.
So nothing against Hamilton, nothing against like what Canada out east, whatever. Okay, I'm very Western. I'm not anti-east or whatever kind of thing, but there is kind of a thing. But the good stuff, the nature and everything's out where I live. Okay. Seriously. Zach, hold on. Shark Fin's here. I'm old enough to remember Calgary Winter Olympics. I love Canada. Part of my ancestry is French Canadian, and I have a good Facebook friends in the Edmonton area. Oh, no, Edmonton! Oh, my God. So Edmonton's like 3 hours north of me, right? They have the Edmonton Oilers. They have Connor McDavid, or as we like to call him, McJesus kind of thing. And they put all this money into him, and they won the lottery with him, and for the draft for the NHL. It's a decent team. Yes, they whooped our asses in that first round a couple years ago, whatever. But I don't like Edmonton. I don't like anything about Edmonton, except for maybe a couple cousins I have there. And even then, I'll flip a coin if I like them today or not. So yeah, there's a rivalry. But yeah, Edmonton's like 3 hours north of me, like direct north, right there. Yeah.
I'm curious. How many tech creators do you know in your area?
In my area?
Yeah, like and so
Linus and I talk sometimes. I know Lou on Bucks Therapy personally.
okay.
I talk to him and his cousin, mostly his cousin on a regular basis, who takes care of things on the back end. There is a channel here in Calgary called Mobile Reviews A, like EH. Like, and the guy that runs the channel's name is Aaron Ho, and he's a good friend as well. I know a lot of Twitch streamers in the area.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm not gonna mention any names because nobody would know them. Trying to think, who else do I know? It's kind of it. Like, I know of a lot of other people. That's basically it. And when I say like I talk to like Linus or Lou, whatever, it's not like an everyday thing. It's like once in a 2 or 3 times a year kind of thing, but we know of each other and we talk, here and there if we need to bounce things. It's mostly me bouncing stuff off them. I mostly, in terms of tech community, I talk to John Rettinger, the Techno Buffalo, on a regular basis, and John Prosser. So,
that's awesome.
we talk all the time, and they've been amazing mentors, and they are amazing human beings. And Jonathan Morrison. So everybody in tech that's close to me is John. They're all amazing people. Jonathan Morrison is just the kindest person. John Rettinger's done everything. He knows the game and everything like that. And John Prosser just delivers it to you the way it is, kind of thing, right? And they're all amazing creators. They're all amazing people. They're amazing parts of our tech community. And it's really cool to kind of look back at the last few years and go, wow, look where they were and where they are now. And
I've had John Prosser do his eyeball thing every once in a while on the, and I'm just like, bruh, it completely gets me off guard. It's like, wow.
John Prosser's he's really no different than what you see during the shows and whatnot. I'll say this. I really like how Front Page Tech has been doing the more documentary style type stuff lately. Like that Steve Jobs thing was holy cow. And the whole 60 hertz thing that he did before, like the thing before that, I want to see more of that stuff from Front Page Tech. And I hope that's the direction he's going, because it's powerful. Like we saw John Rettinger go that direction when he left, when he got rid of Techno Buffalo and everything like that. And it's great. You have some great cinematics and everything like that, and you're telling a story. If you're good at that, telling stories and whatnot, storytelling is so powerful. In fact, if you look at some of the short form, quote unquote, short form content, for example, like on TikTok, I know that people think of TikToks like 1 to 3 minutes, but the TikToks that really blow up are people telling stories. Like, this happened to me, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. This is what happened, right? So, and that's also the direction that I'm taking my Pixel channel, which is It's not, here's the thing and here's how the thing works and here's me using the thing and this is why you should get, I'm not doing anymore. Here's how it helped me in our everyday life. Here's how we were able to find ourselves from here to there, and here's how we took, and fixed these photos, and it's just, it's storytelling so that people, because people relate to stories, right? Oh, that's just like me. Oh yeah. Like for example, going back to the Pixel, best take. Everybody's going to be able to relate to that, whether you have kids or not. We've all been in that situation where we went to take a photo. Oh my God, we're the awesome place. And then Ed is looking this way. What are you doing, Ed? Dick. Jeez, like, right?
Oh,
right?
Dude, you have no idea how many pictures I have on my phone, and it's like that's like.
Hey, so listen. There's a couple of people on the channel here. French Canadian. Okay, listen. I'm listen. When I said that thing about people outside Montreal, I'm being playful here. I don't, I'm just saying that my experience outside of Montreal has never been a good experience, okay? And I'm not classifying your friends or family in that, okay? And I'm sorry, but like that has been my experience. And I'm sure they are lovely people and whatnot. So I'm not trying to offend anybody, Jessica or Sharkfin or whatever. So
they're all cool, man. But yeah, is there anything else that we should talk about tonight?
Well, okay, so if the rumors are true and whatnot, embargo for quote unquote reviews of the new Pixel devices should be Thursday, I think, might be Wednesday. Yeah. I don't know for sure. So be looking for that. It sounds like people will be able to start picking up their devices, whatnot, Wednesday or Thursday. Again, I was told Thursday. It's probably going to be Wednesday. So the Pixel thing is not just a couple day thing. It's going to be drawn out, right? You're going to see people posting stuff this weekend that got the units early. I expect to see more stuff from the people that got the device units early and whatnot. So be looking for that. And I would say this. If you're on the fence and you still don't know if you want one of the new Pixels, okay, so the benefit to ordering now is you're going to get the free stuff, okay?
Yep.
But if you wait the 30 days till around Black Friday week, always Black Friday week. It's been like this since Pixel 1. They always go on for their best prices. Always. And that's not just the new Pixels. Okay, the new Pixels, not iPhone. Okay, so if you're looking at one of the new Pixels and you're unsure, sit back, watch the reviews, watch small creators, big creators, read blogs, read Twitter, X, Instagram, watch videos, read all the things, get an idea of what what if there's what the messaging is, and question people like why are these 6 people getting this result and you're getting this result, right? It's kind of like the iPhone 15 overheating, like why were some people were and some people weren't, right? So sit back, and then once you've made that decision, you're into Black Friday week and the new Pixels have gone on for sale. And you're going to get even better pricing. Yes, you're not going to get the free buds or the free watch, but you're going to get some better pricing. And you might even get better price. You'll probably get better pricing through your carrier. Okay. And then you can still look at the older generation as well, like the 7 Pro, 6A will also go on sale. Those are still listed on the website. If you look at the Google website right now, there's 8 Pro, 7 Pro, 6A. They're all there. The entire lineup is there. They didn't take off the 7 series or the 6. They didn't even take off the 6A. Right? The 6A is like $300 or something like that right now. Like that's amazing.
That's
right?
awesome.
My son uses the 6A and he loves it. Although he's going to be getting this when I get my Pixel and whatnot. So yeah, that's my advice. I would say there's a benefit to getting it now, the new thing now, because you get the free extra. And if that's not important to you, then sit back, watch the reviews, and then you can make an even better educated decision, and you're going to save some money.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. Thank you for coming on, man. I know we started off a little bit late.
No, it's okay. Play around with those settings. Get that microphone going, man, because it sounds good. Like if you can put it on a platform, get it closer to yourself, or get like an arm or something like that. Then do that. I'm
gonna look into it. I do have like the mic that goes on your shirt.
Do I?
No, I do.
Oh yeah. What mic do you have? Goes on your shirt. Like I have right here the DAD Pocket Wireless, and I could use this as well because, is yours wireless or is it wired?
Wireless.
It's wireless. So with the Pocket Wireless, let me just show you. So here's the mic, right? And this would clip right here, kind of thing, or whatever. And then this right here, plug in via USB-C, and then my my computer recognizes that going into the DAD and away you go kind of thing. But the big thing is to stop that feedback loop and everything. You need to start wearing headphones or turn down your volume.
Okay.
Or have that microphone close to you so that your mic is not picking up the sound from behind.
Yeah. I have this. I picked
Yep.
it up. I think it was like $60 or something. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Um,
Sharkfin says Calgary is pretty far from Quebec. Yeah, dude. Like it's a 4.5, 5 hour flight from Calgary. Like I'm on the other side of other side of the country, basically. Like I'm in Western Canada. That's out east. Yeah, we're pull up a map, you'll see.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
But yeah. Play with that. StreamYard will allow you to do local recording. That's the best way to test. Just hit record and start playing, and then just speak to the camera saying, "I'm now doing this. I'm now doing that," and that's how you adjust your levels and everything like that. And then hop on to something like locally, like do like a private thing. Like you don't even have to. It doesn't even have to be a YouTube thing at all.
Yeah.
Just someone, and then just get someone in here with you, and away you go, kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So I don't see people complaining in the chat. So you should, everything seems to be working, but you still sound very hollow. You don't sound like you're on top of the microphone. So
Right.
it always helps, no matter what microphone it is, for you to get right up on top of it like this.
Gotcha.
Right. More so with some, like the Shure SM7B, the one you see with everybody using.
Yep.
Like that microphone is literally meant to be like you should be practically kissing it. It drives me nuts when I see people with it out here, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" It's supposed to be like right here.
Yeah,
This microphone.
I used to have a microphone with an arm, but then it
Yeah.
stopped working, and I haven't had the chance to grab another one. So hopefully soon.
Like this is a vocal microphone. The only reason I got this is because it looks fucking cool. All right, that's the only.
It really does.
It's your classic. This is the Shure. What is this? The Super 55 cardioid, and it's like your classic Elvis. But let me show you I'm gonna do the alphabet. Okay, so I'm right in front of it here. A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P Q R S T U. See, do you hear the rejection?
Yeah.
Right. It's really good. Right. Like it doesn't pick up stuff from the sides. It only does here.
That is
so good.
easy.
Right.
And
And if you have to stare at this for the night, at least have something pretty also to look at. Right. So there you go.
So on a more personal level, and I don't know if you want to answer this
No.
on stream or
Go ahead.
on a on stream or off stream, but man, how do you get your beard to look so great like that?
This is years. Okay, so how old am I now? I'm 40. I think I'm 42. I turn 43 next month. Okay.
Okay.
And this thing used to be a lot darker, and then my kids got older. Okay, my wife got angrier. Okay, so anyway, there's a correlation there. I'm not saying I don't love them. I'm just saying there's a correlation. But anyway, this is a COVID beard for real, dude. Like I actually clean shaved. When did I clean shave last? Last January.
Oh wow.
So almost a year ago. But before that, I still had a beard. But I just let it go. Just let it go. Don't. Some people will tell you have to shave more often in order to have it grow. No, you just because there's a. So a lot of people know this, but I have a beard channel. I have a channel where I talk about beard care and everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you where it is. It doesn't even have the word beard in it. Okay, so you're not going to find it. Okay. 65,000 subscribers. I'm doing well over there. Okay, so yeah. So
hey, you gotta send it to me personally. I
Nope. You got to find the channel naturally through recommendation or whatever. I don't put it anywhere else. I just put stuff on YouTube. That's it. It's all long form. Yeah, it's all long form, no short form.
That's
Anyway,
awesome.
You're the first person. I can't believe I'm telling this. The first time I've actually talked about it publicly. Anyway, where was I going with this? Okay, so when your hair is growing out, whether it's on your head or your face, as a man, your hair naturally grows to a certain length.
Yep.
And then it wants to stop. And sometimes it'll stop for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. You just have to leave it.
Yeah.
And then it'll keep on going. Like mine will stop right at my chin. And then 3 weeks later, and for now that's where it's been. Okay?
That's awesome.
Now this is a combination. There's a couple of things. I have a routine in the morning, just like everybody else. Shower in the morning kind of thing. And when my beard is still damp, not wet, damp, I put beard oil into it. Okay, just a regular beard oil or a balm. A balm is like an oil kind of thing. You rub it on your hands and then put it in. Okay,
Yep.
and then I take a hot comb or a comb with a hair dryer and I brush that out so that the oil gets in there real good and conditions it and it straightens it out because it gets quite curly if I don't brush it out every day. And then
Yeah.
throughout the day, I just make sure I keep my beard comb with me. And I just keep on make sure I add it. And I work in Calgary here. It's quite dry, so I make sure to add in beard oil at least sometime during the day, just a couple of drops. I got stuff in my car, and I got stuff here at the studio, and I got stuff upstairs. So I just put like literally 2 drops.
Oh wow.
That's all you need. Comb it out again to keep it moist because anybody that knows this that ever grown a beard, it gets itchy. Well, the reason why it's getting itchy is because your face, your oils in your skin are going down your beard and away from your face. How do you prevent the itchiness? You can't really prevent it, but you got to make sure that you wash your beard daily and add in a beard oil or beard cream to moisten both your skin and the beard. Okay, so that it helps with that. Like I get really bad beard drift, so like dandruff kind of thing, like flakes and everything like that. If I don't wash my beard at least every 2 days, so I try to do it daily.
Right.
You can use anything to wash your beard. You can use the regular shampoo, whatever you got. Okay, you don't need to buy anything special. I have special beard shampoo that I use. Okay.
Yep.
Now, all that sounds long and complicated, but honestly, it's an extra 8 minutes to my routine in the morning. Okay.
That's awesome.
So once you get it down, you get it down. And then some people use like a heated comb to go through. You have to kind of experiment. Some people can get away with just using a comb and a hairdryer and pulling it out and everything like that and getting it straight. Some people just naturally it's straight. I hate those people. I'm so jealous of them. But for myself, I use like a heated. It almost looks like a hair curler, but it has little teeth on it, and the air comes out the side of it. It's like a heated dryer, but with a comb part, and I just go through. And I comb underneath, and then I brush it out more with my regular comb, and then I throw some more beard oil when I'm done to kind of style it. And here we are.
That is awesome.
That's it. And then I just let it grow, man. Just let it grow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've tried. I have very, very. I just got a haircut today, but I have very, very thick hair.
Yeah.
And when it grows, it's just like.
So is mine. Mine's crazy. Yeah.
Oh God, I hate it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm just like. Do I cut it like every week?
So you decided to buzz it, hey? That's funny because my son went in for a haircut last night, and I showed this. I still need to call that barber and kind of complain to the manager. I'm gonna go full Karen, I think. I showed her a photo, like my son, like one on the side, 2 on the top, in terms of the clippers, so he can style it up, spike it, kind of thing. She freaking buzz cutted him. He's got no hair. He looks like Caillou. He looks like, a cancer patient. He looks like Charlie Brown. He looks like a cue ball. I hope you can't hear me. But he got made fun of today at school. And you know what the worst part is? Today was like family photos. Today was like school photos.
Ooh.
Yeah. So like frack, man. Right?
That's the worst. Hey, listen, tell him that I know the feeling because, man, school photos. That was the day.
so Sharkfin did find my channel, Zach Beard Maintenance Tips.com. That's not it, no. But yeah, those are my. Just let it grow, man. Just let it grow, and make sure you're washing your face at least once a day. If you shower in the morning, then do it then. If you shower at night, do it then. It's usually best in the morning because that way the oil can gather on your face during the day. And just use a good beard oil, and that's all you need is a beard oil, really. But you can use any shampoo or soap that you have right now to clean up. So that's not a true website. I'll be surprised if it is. But yeah, just let it grow, and where you go, kind of thing, right? Sometimes you got to be patient. Like I wasn't able to grow this until I hit like 41, 42. So, and I'm almost 43. So up until then, I had just a thin goat kind of thing.
So this is my real girl right here.
Okay, hello, real girl. Yeah.
And long story short, these Jessica and Sherry are good friends of mine from the program, and now we're dating and hopefully to get married.
Congratulations. So you have a fiance and a girlfriend?
No. I just have a fiance.
Okay, just the one. Okay.
But
I'm not trying to get you in trouble.
Trust me, I get myself into trouble every day, dude. You have no idea.
I know. I've been married for how long have I been married? 13 years of it. I know how it goes, man. I know how it goes.
But
My best advice: don't get married. No, I'm just kidding. No.
that's what a lot
There's gonna be days where you're gonna think to yourself, "What did I do?" Kind of thing. Here's advice that my grandfather gave me before he passed away. Don't go to bed angry.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Don't go downstairs and sleep on the couch. Don't go to bed angry. Just figure it out and then go to bed. Right? And that's the best advice I can give. Yeah.
Yeah. So, the only reason Jessica has my last name is because, well, she's like a sister to me,
There you go.
and she just wanted to steal my last name. Like one day, she appeared on my stream, and I'm like, Jessica Andrade, who the hell is this? She texted me, it's me. I'm like, oh, okay.
If you're cool with having your personal information in there in the stream, I wouldn't do that. But hey, that's up to you, man.
You know,
Yeah.
but yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
At first I tried to, not let that happen, but whatever. I think that eventually I'll get found eventually.
There you go. I mean, it takes
I,
time.
I, in my area, there's not many people. Actually, Tech for Your Needs lives an hour from me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a cool guy. I like him. Yep.
We 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 haven't met like face to face, but we almost met one time when Nikias came for one of his meetups in
Apple
Boston.
World. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, back when he was Apple World, actually.
Yeah, I remember those days because I'm the one that kind of helped him with his audio setup because I'm like, dude, your videos are awesome, but your audio sucks. We need to work on that like now. He's like, oh, people don't care. I'm like, no, people care. Not just tech nerds. You gotta have good audio, man. So yeah. Nikias is awesome, and I'm glad he's having so much success and everything like that. He went full in Apple. It didn't, he's not trying to hide anything, and that's awesome, man. That's great. I'm glad.
I love his content strategy now.
Yeah.
I think it's amazing.
Yeah, he's got the whole app thing going. What is it called? Popcorn or something like that, or whatever it is.
Yeah, the oh my god, what the heck is it called now?
It's like for looking at movies and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. I actually, well, that's a little too close. But yeah, I actually have it. Colonel.
That's what it was. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, no,
Um,
he's good stuff, man. I like him a lot. He's
Yeah,
good. He's a good kid. He lives in. Isn't he from Barcelona? I can't remember, but yeah. Yeah, and he's like he's traveling all the time and everything like that. So he's a good
And
one to
then
look up to.
You also know Connor,
Yep.
and Benji Benobi Tech.
Yep, Ben. I love Ben. I'm glad that Ben's back after doing his whole Mormon thing or whatever it was, like where he was tracking around.
Yeah,
And stuff. I'm glad to see him back. When I saw him get active again, like, cause I have him on notification, I'm like, yes, Ben's back, right? And like, so I'm waiting for him to get doing more there. But yeah, Connor's always in the Discord. Actually, Connor and I, we talk a lot. He's a great supporter of the channel, and he puts out great content. He's doing a lot of short form stuff right now. But yeah, he's a regular there in the Discord and everything like that. I need to change up my Discord. Apparently, there's a setting to make a quote unquote community Discord, and that will attract more people. I didn't even know about that. I need to turn that on. I need to still set up the bot and everything like that so that
I need to do that too. It's like
I need to set up the bot thing so people can behave and everything like that. We haven't had any trouble in the Discord.
No. Yeah.
But I don't want like knock on wood. Hopefully then
you don't want to start
I don't need something to start like posting like CP and stuff like that, right? And so yeah, it's a good group that's in there right now. There's a lot of inactive people, but I just think they forgot probably their Discord passwords and whatever kind of thing. I never see them online, so
same with my thing. I think honestly, it's between me and Connor that really talk the most on my server.
Yeah. What are your go-tos for social media and everything like that? Like, what are your top three kind of thing?
So I have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah.
I have, what's the other one? The one that's associated with Instagram now.
Oh, Threads. Yeah.
Threads. Yep. And I think that's really about it.
Okay.
I kind of,
Threads really dropped the ball, hey, and it drives me nuts because there was such huge potential. You know how they dropped the ball? They didn't have news and news organizations and trending things on there from the get-go. Because think about when you first signed up for Twitter, okay? You went on there so you could follow news topics, things that were trending in the world real time, right? People that are on Twitter or Twitter X want to follow and be informed almost in real time of what's going on, whether it's accurate or not. You know, so-and-so political leader, or whatever hockey team or whatever football, they want to know real time, right? What's going on? Because that's pretty much what it is. It's a narrative of what's going on in people's heads throughout the day. Because some people post a little too much, kind of thing, right? When you go over to Threads, like I love the layout of Threads and the way it looks. I love the way it works and like that. And I'm like what's trending over here? What do people talk about? Like just in my feed, like that's cool and everything. I can go through my feed, but then I start going through it. I'm like, it's the same stuff I see on Twitter X. It's the same, right? And Blue Sky has the same issue as well. Nothing trending, nothing real time. Hive Social, same sort of issue. Nothing trending, nothing real time. Well, they do, but there's not enough tech over there. Pebble, which is one that just renamed. They used to be called T2, and it's actually done by a bunch of people that are from formerly Google and formerly Twitter employees. They're working on that. But when Threads really took off there, what was it, a month and a half ago, whatever, when everybody all of a sudden switched over, and we all use our Instagram to go in, I was like, where's the trending? Where's the topics? This is going to die. Like, there's no reason for me to sit here and find it. Like, at least with Twitter, I can refresh the worldwide trending, what's happening in my area, and I can see things that are happening. Over on Threads, it's just a continuous narrative and everything like that. I'm like, shit. And there's so much potential. And I don't know if you know what's happening up here in Canada, especially with Bill C-18 that they just introduced here, which is completely stupid. It's going to be even more restrictive for Canadians like myself to see news on Meta products, basically. And it sucks because I like using Meta products. So
Tom Burns says X, not Twitter.
No,
I think
I call it Twitter X. Twitter X.
Yes. I think
but as one word, I will not, it's funny. My wife still hasn't updated her app to X. It's still Twitter, so she hasn't updated. But it's acting weird on her. I'm like, you got to update. So yeah.
Sneed Mobile in the house.
Sneed. Oh yeah. I don't know, what that doesn't make any sense. How about this one? All right. There you go. There you go. That one's for Sneed. Yeah. How you doing, buddy? There you go.
What's up, Sneed? How you doing?
Also, the man about tech.
Whoa! Oh my goodness!
Yeah, they're all in there, right? So.
Yeah. I haven't talked to the man about tech in a while.
Viper's doing his thing, man. It seems like everybody, in our circles, are all done at Vid Summit this week. And I know that he came back today. Today was supposed to be the last day. Tomorrow they're supposed to fly out.
Oh,
and I think a bunch of people misbooked and they left today, and there's still things going on at Vid Summit. I was so hoping to go, but it's $1,000 ticket. That's US. That translates to $1,400 Canadian, and then I got to take care of the flight and hotel and everything like that. It's just something I can't float right now. But you know what? Vid Summit is so powerful. It's not a fan thing. It's not a fan thing. Vid Summit is definitely for people that are doing mostly YouTube, but we'll say video. Right? Social media that want to do it as a business or are already doing it as a business, but want to fill in what they're doing wrong. Or maybe they want to learn different things, whatever, right? But the most powerful thing about Vid Summit is the networking. And what I mean is going between the different halls and meeting people in the hallway, and then you're going here for lunch and you're going there for dinner, and you're meeting people that you've talked to forever on Twitter X or whatever it is, and you're meeting them in person. It's so surreal, and it's so energizing. It's amazing. It's an amazing experience.
No joke. I've actually dreamt about going to those things and actually meeting you and
meeting me.
Yeah,
I'm nothing special, dude. Okay.
Oh, come on, man! I've been watching.
I just have a loud voice.
For years, you're awesome.
Well, I appreciate that. Listen, if I ever come up to Massachusetts, I will stay on your couch. Okay.
Definitely, man.
It's like I keep on telling Connor and everybody over in England there and everything. Listen, if or not England, sorry, not England. Excuse me, not England. Ireland. If I ever go to Ireland, I'm staying on Connor's couch. He already knows that. He's got no choice. He's got no couch. Yeah, I don't, and I don't know if they call it a Chesterfield over there or if they call it a couch or whatever. I'm sleeping on it. Okay, I'm not getting a hotel. I'm sleeping with Connor or sleeping beside him or sleeping in the same room or whatever it is. Okay, Connor. We're gonna sleep together. Is he even watching? No, it's like it's like 1 o'clock in the morning there or something like that. Yeah. So
Man, I think you should clip this and send it to him.
I think you should because
Yeah.
do you pay for StreamYard?
No. Actually, yeah, I do.
Yeah. So they got that repurposing tool. Go ahead and clip this and put it on Twitter or whatever you need to do. Tag me. I don't care. It's all good. It's all good, man.
Yeah, I'll probably get a couple of shorts in from this thing.
Yeah, make sure you tag me. It'll be fun.
Definitely, man. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for joining, and
Thank you.
I really hope to get you on soon. And a couple of other people. I really want to get some people back on. I feel like I was doing great with getting people on every week,
Yeah.
or at least every other week, and then I stopped streaming, concentrating more on videos.
Yeah.
And now I'm just trying to get back
Yeah.
into streaming.
I'm
again.
doing the weekly thing on Sundays. I
Yeah.
wish I could do more, but it's just with the kids and everything else going on with my life. It's doing streams during the week just
Dude,
does
that's how I
not
feel. Like,
does not work right now. But I would love to start doing my creator conversations I was doing before. I know it was kind of out there in terms of other content that's on there, but I always tried to make sure I had like a tech creator on or whatnot.
yeah.
And I'll tell you right now, depending on who the creator is, dude. It's going to be tough getting anybody on right now in the tech world anyway, because it's Techtober.
Yeah.
Unless you know that they're only focused on certain things. Like, for example, if I were to ask John Rettinger right now, he'd be like, no, man, ask me in February. Because, CES is coming up and da-da-da.
Dude,
Forget it.
it was very hard when
Yeah.
me, Connor, and Mendy were doing the podcast.
Yeah.
It was so hard trying to get people.
Yeah. I
So
bet,
hard.
man. I bet. Like, people are busy and like I normally, so when we started at 5, it was 5 o'clock my time, 7 o'clock for you. I'm normally sitting down for dinner then with my family and everything like that. So I ate earlier and whatnot. And that's all good. It's all good because I knew about this in advance. No big deal. So I ate earlier and everything like that, and because I wanted to come hang and everything like that. So all you can do, man, is ask and give a nice proposal, and maybe give a few talking points, like not just I want to talk about Pixel, but your journey as a creator, your best advice. What do you think about the new iPhone 15? What's your opinion about the 60 hertz? Do you think we could talk about that during a live stream? And that at least gives people an idea. And then, of course, they're gonna probably vet you and take a look at your channel and things like that. And they'll be like, oh, yeah, he's cool and everything. And away you go. But, I mean, you got to understand, like, nowadays people are just crazy busy. Like, there's no way you're going to get, like, John. I don't think you would get John Prosser. I can't speak for him, but he's super busy. 30 hours of editing on that Apple thing, right? So,
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. He actually was saying that he's gonna get a 22-minute video up tomorrow.
Yeah, it's his iPhone. Is it his Pro Max video? I don't know. It should be interesting with the whole heating thing and whatnot. So, yeah, well, it'll be a good one, I think. Sharkfin says, Zach, do you attend Samsung Unpacked that you're allegedly moving up to January for 20? I've never physically been to it. I've been inside the virtual meetings, and I've been privy to a couple of pre-things, like embargo things in the past, but I have not been contacted or told about anything that's coming up. In fact, I thought it was really kind of weird how they launched the FE, the 23 FE yesterday, kind of like silently along with the Pixels. I'm very interested in that. I have not looked close at it because that device has always competed so well against the Pixels. Like, my brother-in-law has an S21 FE and he loves it. Before that, he had an S20 FE at my recommendation. So I need to get in touch with my Samsung person. But no, I've never physically been to an Unpacked. They normally do them like in New York or whatever, or out west. And that's the one that's broadcasted. The last Unpacked was obviously done in Korea. First time for their company to do it in Korea. But if there's an event, it's usually in Toronto, and it's like a kind of like a hands-on kind of thing, and then we can release our video like after or during the event kind of thing. So, yeah.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Google and Samsung are the only ones that like do their events in New York and stuff, right? Or
Yeah,
the
pretty much. Samsung's done things in the past in like San Francisco and whatnot, like depending on what the Unpacked event is, if it's like mid-year or whatever. But usually the one at the start of the year, which is like it'll be the S24, 24 Pro, and I guess Ultra, or what are the models called?
Mhm.
That'll most likely be in New York, and then when they do their fold flip thing, that might be out west. I think that's how they normally do it. Yeah,
Gotcha,
yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. Just like how Google will do, if they do an 8A, Pixel 8A, which I don't see there's any reason why they wouldn't. That will most likely be in May next year, alongside with the next generation Pixel Fold 2, and hopefully, Michael Fisher asked Rick about this. Hopefully, we see a flip. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
that's gonna be way more compelling for the quote unquote average consumer
Yeah.
than a fold. You know why? You know why? Because it opens up to something familiar, right?
Yes.
Think about it.
Yes.
If I'm holding a flip right now, it's the same as this. It's the same familiar design, but it just folds
Right.
in half, right? That's powerful. I really hope they do a flip. Oh my god, a Google flip? Are you freaking kidding me? I'm all over. I would probably get rid of my bad kidney to get that.
Personally, and I've said this for people who are subscribed to me. Honestly, I would prefer a flip
Yeah.
any day versus a fold.
Yeah. Yeah. I see. So be really clear. I've never used any fold product. I've handled them, but I've never used it for an extended time. Okay. So I can't speak to it. But for my brief time with it, it was cool that I could use, the front kind of thing. And then if I wanted to, and I think that's the whole idea of a folding device, of a folding, is that you primarily use it like this,
Mm-hmm.
but then you can open it up to have more room or to multitask, but not necessarily use it like that all the time. It's kind of
Yeah.
like
Yep.
you have it and don't need it rather than don't need it. Sorry, it's kind of like you have it and don't need it rather than need it and you don't have it. Right? So that's kind of how it is, right? So that's the way I look at it. Whereas with a flip, it's literally familiar, and now we're just closing up, right? So I think that's really powerful. I know I have two friends that run carrier stores here in Canada. They sell way more Z Flip devices than they do Fold, way more, simply because of that familiarity, because people are used to that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Uh,
Tao, yes, I know Tao is a Samsung
Tao is
Canada brand
awesome.
ambassador. I believe she's also really good Toronto. But yeah, she's awesome. She's one of my favorite Canadian tech creators, along with female tech creators. She's awesome. I actually have to credit her for getting me in touch with a lot of the PR companies that handle brands and whatnot. She's awesome. We sometimes bounce things off and on here and there. But yeah, she recently had, well, I don't know if it was recent, but I think she had a child last year or whatever, or maybe it was earlier this year. I can't remember.
Yep.
But she's awesome. She's really fun to watch. Well present. Yeah, she's definitely one to look at and go, okay, do that. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Definitely. Well, thank you, man. I really appreciate it for you coming on, and I hope to have you again soon.
Yeah, man.
Um, I think the last time we actually talked was when you were on our podcast a couple months ago. I'm
Yeah.
really hoping to bring that back. Benji is um, out of home area
Yep.
now,
Yep.
so hopefully when he gets back and he has some free time, Connor as well, of course. So we'll see. But coincidentally, actually, I think Tao was one of the bigger creators that we tried to invite but never heard from.
Yeah.
And I would love to get big creators sometime. You know, hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. But we'll
Yeah.
see.
All you can do is reach out with a proper proposal. It doesn't have to be anything long. Now, I would recommend not doing a public thing, like reaching out directly publicly on Twitter, like some people do. Find an email or find a more direct path, like find out what social medias they're on the most and where they respond the most.
Yep.
And then find, like, for example, if you see that they're always posting stuff on Instagram, then do an Instagram DM if you can. Sometimes those things are closed off and they don't see them. But normally the email is the best way, and you got to just like YouTube, you got to make a compelling subject, so they're going to want to click that, right? And tagging people and publicly asking them is not, in my opinion, the way to go. At least it's not successful for me. It is successful for some other people. I mean, if it works out for them, fine. But I would recommend just being professional about it and just put together a quick email and this is who I am, and don't even talk about subs or anything like that. Like, this is what I talk about. Da 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 da. I love what you do with this. Da da da. Could we get you on for our live stream sometime this month or whatever? And then hopefully they respond. They can just go back and forth. Be flexible for their time. Yeah. And be respectful of it, and just be prepared, and have some show notes, some just basic notes. This is what we're going to talk about. Don't grill them, because that's not what's supposed to be, right? You're not here to grill them and get them in trouble,
Yeah, exactly.
And then just go from there. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. And again, I think you're one of the most laid back, chill people to talk to.
Really?
So, yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
I really think so. I mean, yeah. With what happened backstage, it was like, I really.
Oh, I was getting frustrated, but I'm glad we got it figured out. But yeah, play around with the mic stuff, and we'll get it done. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, man. We'll talk soon.
Okay. Appreciate it.
All right. Hey, guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and we'll talk to you guys next time.